Good morning, everyone. This is Biz Chicks TV. This is the place where you can find tips and tools to help you do business better. We're here to help you run a profitable business that's fun to run and to take the hassle out of your hustle. And today we're here with Terry Johnson Online talking about social media marketing. Hey, if you're looking for Terry, you can find her online at Terry Johnson Online everywhere. Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. She's all over the place. And we're going to show you some links at the end of the show so that you can connect even better. But while we're here, we just want to give a shout out to my partner, Miss Francine Gregory, real estate entrepreneur and tech diva. And I'm Terralina from California Cover Ups, and we are the Biz Chicks. So sit back, relax. Let's get some information on how to navigate for 2021 and find out what's going on right now in the world of social media marketing. How you doing this morning, TJ?
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to today's marketing chat. As Terralina said, very nicely and lovely. Thank you very much. I'm Terry Johnson from Terry Johnson Online, digital marketing strategist, here to talk to you every week about digital marketing strategy, social media marketing, content marketing, email marketing, brand and SEO website, anything and everything that has to do with you building and growing your business online. Okay, so we want to say welcome to everybody. If you're here live in the chat, we're live right now. Just say hey, drop a line. Let us know where you're watching from. What do you have to say? Anything, any kind of opinion or anything you want to add. And also, I want to ask you guys, this is the call to action. I always talk about you need to have a call to action, a plan. So our call to action is share this post. Right on the screen. Share this post wherever you are, whatever platform you're on. We're on different places. It's called multitasking. So drop a line, share this out, let people know why. Because sharing is caring. You want to let everyone know what you're doing and also let them come in and join the chat. It's going to be last. We're going to talk about marketing and other stuff. So it's going to be a good time. They need to be a part of the fun. They need to be a part of the discussion. So bring them on over, share this post. And also the replay viewers, we don't want to forget about you. We say, hey, you're watching this on the replay, drop a line, say hi, let us know where you're from, what's your question, your concern, your opinion, anything. Just drop it in the chat and we are here to help. Okay. Cecilia's here. Good morning. Yeah. Good morning. She says, good morning, ladies. Good morning. Glad to see you and everybody else that's watching. Don't be shy. Come and join us in the chat. We're not going to hurt anybody. We're very nice and friendly here. There are no trolls. We get rid of them. And we welcome everyone to the chat today. So we're going to have some good stuff talking about consumer spending behavior. Now that's a big subject. So I need a simple order for that. That's a big subject.
That's a science right there. Consumer behavior.
But I'm going to, and this little title, I had to keep it short, but it's really consumer behavior. We're going to look at what happened in the pandemic span of this year, 2020. Because we didn't have the pandemic the whole year. It started last year, but it rolled around the world.
It didn't really hit here till March.
Yeah, it didn't hit. We didn't shut down until March.
Yeah, let me reframe this.
Yeah, let's
acknowledge it. We didn't acknowledge it until March.
There was some people that knew about it, important people that knew about it in January. Not going to mention their names because to me, they no longer exist.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. It's a new point.
Yes. Someone knew about it in January and said, oh, I'm not going to do anything about it, blah, blah, blah. Here we are. But there was a couple of months this year where we weren't focused on the pandemic. So we want to look at this consumer spending behavior for the whole year. And I said, that's a big mouthful. We only got an hour, so we'll get right into it. I got some numbers and some
Cecilia says she's sharing. Thank you so much, Cecilia.
Thank you very much. I've got charts and graphs to show. I got another graph to pull down. So I'm going to do that real quick before we get started.
Okay.
Because I was just explaining earlier, you work on a Mac and you try to copy it to a Windows machine. It's
Doesn't
rough.
always translate.
No, well, it's just this is one of the selling points of Apple. It's just a simple copy and paste. But when you
Yes.
go to Windows, you gotta there's like 10 steps.
Oh, wow. That's a
So
big difference.
yeah, so I use one PC for working. I mean one the Mac for working and I use the PC for streaming. But that's neither here nor there. That's just background talk while I find these things that I wanted to
While
show
you're
you.
doing that, I want to say this, that guys, a lot of folks did not work their business because they felt people were in a situation where you really couldn't ask them to buy things. I just want you to correct your thinking. And remember, there's a lot of pent up desire to shop, and not being able to go out and shop has really increased your ability to connect with your customers online. So I just want to encourage you, if you failed back, to get back in there and let your customers know what you have,
Yeah.
especially now because a lot of states, are you ready, Terry?
No, go ahead.
Okay,
I'm just agreeing with you.
okay, I'm saying because a lot of states have actually shut down in the recent weeks, right before Christmas, and people are like, "What? Where do I get my stuff from?" You, because you are local and you can deliver. So, and you can always put it in an Uber or what, or some kind of delivery service to send it to someone if they are in fact local. So this is a prime opportunity for you. If you've not taken advantage of the year, this is a prime opportunity for you to liquidate inventory, for you to run a sale, to
Yes.
let people know that you can get it there the week of Christmas. We only got 10 days. Come on, folks.
Right. Because last week we talked about content, festive content, because you want to get their attention. Now you got to really do the work of, okay, it's gearing up, and you have a captive audience. So a lot of what Terry just said, we're going to tie into this consumer spending behavior, because the way consumers, your customers, spend and buy things and the way they think has changed. And it's still going to change. So what we talk about today is just a wrap up of the year. So, in 2021, next year, we're going to talk about the change, what's going to happen and what's coming in 2021. So the way things are done today, don't expect them to stay the same. We're in a constant state of flux and change. So this is why I'm talking about this, because I know there are a lot of business owners that don't know what to do, or they feel unstable, or things aren't stable. So you have to keep on top of the news and what's going on, and that's a lot. So come here, we're going to talk about it. I'm going to let you know what's new, what's going on, what you should focus on. So that's another reason why we asked you to share this post, share this video out where you are, because this is where we're going to talk about those things that you need to know, and because we're here to help. This is all about helping each other. And it's not just a one way, it's two way. We always have people in the chat that say this, bring their opinion and state their things and bring their information, stuff we didn't know. So it's a two-way street. So we're here to help, because this is an unstable time. I really don't feel like it's going to be stable until maybe next year. Maybe next Christmas will be in a
I'm
different place.
thinking, yes, I'm really thinking that probably around this time next year, we'll see a true transition, because it's going to take a long time for people to just get the
stability of it, to get to feel comfortable and stable about what's going on. Because you can see, and I'll tell you this, and we talked about this in March. Remember when everybody was panic shopping, and the unthinkable of toilet paper. We couldn't find toilet paper. I was like,
there was no toilet paper in the store yesterday.
Really? Like, are we back to that? Are we back to that now?
Again with this toilet. Well, California shut down recently.
Right. Oh, I forgot. Right. You shut down.
So they went right back to that behavior.
Yes.
Like, really?
Yes.
Is it real? Okay. If you say so.
It's not funny, but I'm just saying, it's just really strange how things we didn't think of in 2019. Remember 2019? It seems like a whole decade. It's only been And I was just saying the other day, I said,
Does
"Oh,
anybody remember 2019? Oh my
I
gosh.
was I was just saying the other day, I said, "Oh man, I remember New Year's Eve, we was like, oh yeah, 2020 is gonna be the best year." And then
We were so excited about 2020. It's
mhm.
another decade. Oh
Oh
my
my
God.
goodness. It's so
And
it's funny but not funny. Okay, so we're kind of back to that period in March where panic buying, panic shopping, people
mhm.
buying, and here's another product, the Lysol and the wipes were never I've never I stockpiled in March. I haven't seen it since March in my area. I have not
Uh-huh.
seen. No, actually, I have. I went to one store and it was like almost $10 for one bottle, one spray bottle of Lysol. When
Stop.
it, I'm not.
Right.
It was usually like $3 or $4. I went to the
Uh-huh.
store and they had tons of them, $8.99 for
Wow.
the spray bottle. The spray bottle of
Yeah.
the disinfect. Yeah. So I'm like, okay, if I get really desperate, I might buy that $8, $9. But fortunately, I have some stuff that. But I'm just saying that the things that we were looking at before, we didn't have to pay attention. Now we do. So one of those things, spending behavior, and I said, why is this important? Because you need to know how people buy. Because if you're on one track and they're on another track, you're not gonna make any sales because they're over there buying digitally, but you standing in a brick and mortar where no one is coming. So that's what I mean about tracks. So you gotta know what's going on right now. So I got some numbers, and I came across this study. I was watching Cheddar News yesterday, and this is a Canadian company called Potlock, and they were the CEO was talking about the consumer behavior, and they did a study and they talked to a certain amount of people. Hey, Tati, good morning.
How you
Good morning.
doing?
Glad to see you here. Um, and what was I saying? Oh, about the study potluck, because I love numbers. Anytime I
Yes,
see a
you do.
chart on marketing or something, I'm gonna go bring it up. So I got some screen shares and different things and everything.
Okay.
But I was watching this interview yesterday on Cheddar with the CEO, and he was talking about consumer spending behavior, the things that we did before the pandemic, the things we're doing after, and what's to come. And so I got access to that study, and I have some charts and a little bit. I'm not gonna overwhelm you with it.
Thank you.
A little bit. So that got me thinking. Yeah, so don't worry. It's just a few charts. It's not gonna be.
Okay.
There was one time I had
Don't make my eyes roll back,
I
Terry.
had a bunch of charts. So I only pick one or two. And then
Okay.
also there's an article, and let me get it, on CNBC that I found that was really good, that was talking about money. Americans changing their spending habits. So let me put that link in the chat for you. But I'm gonna bring it on the screen. I just want to make sure that you have it. So here we go. So here we go. So yeah, there we go. So that's the link. Americans have changed their spending habits during the pandemic, and there's a whole bunch of numbers and things and talking about. So let me bring that up real quick. And I don't think it has audio, but I'm gonna make sure that's okay. Here we go. So your money mindset. So, see, if you don't know, CNBC has a section or a series called, and CNBC is the consumer business news of NBC. They
Okay.
have a section called Make It. They have a lot of really good articles and stories and resources and stuff. So they're always talking about money. So your money mindset. So this says 64% of Americans changed their spending habits during the pandemic. Here's how. Okay, so they got a little picture, and this is relevant. Let's look at this picture for a minute, because this is what we're doing now. This is a couple. They're in their home, their apartment. It looks like an apartment. I'm not going to assume, but it looks like an apartment. And I'm gonna say partner, because I don't know if that's her husband, but her partner's over there in the corner. He's on a device doing work. She's comfortable with her pet on a pillow. There's a cup behind her and a laptop, and she's doing work. So this would be the picture for me, not the average American, but this is a big section of Americans that are doing this where they're at home. WFH. Remember we talked about that? I was like the acronym. They don't say work from home. They say WFH. So this is kind of like the quintessential picture of these people are doing okay. They have their job. They're doing it from home. They're safe. They don't have to wear the mask. They're inside their home. They have a pet. She's comfortable on a pillow, cozy clothes, cozy clothes, snacks and socks and tea, comfort. This says comfort is what I want you to
Yes.
see. Does everybody see that? That's why that's why they chose it. Now, this is not a true representation of all America because we have black, white, Asian, Latino. We have all kinds of ethnicities and races and stuff, but this was like the picture they chose. So just imagine the comfort of it, the security of it. So, okay, I don't want to bring, yeah, I don't want, that's too many numbers. So they did a study with Mint, and let me pull it here. So the corona pandemic has affected many aspects of Americans' daily lives, including their budgets. Roughly 2/3 of Americans, that's 64%, say their spending habits have changed since the start of the pandemic, according to
Mm.
a recent Bank of America survey of over 2,500 adults. Now, this is dated September 29th, so it's pretty recent. So look at that number. 64% say their spending habits have changed.
Wow.
And they're saying that include changes felt by both unemployed and employed Americans. Many
Mhm.
employees have been working from home in recent months, which affects their commuting and dining experiences. Other categories, such as gym memberships, travel, online shopping, and even pet expenses, have seen substantial changes in the way people spend. So I mean, I want you to look at that. There's the pet. They're comfortable. They probably bought new comfortable furniture. Everything is about the home. So
Yes.
that was the idea I want to show you with that. So I'm going to close this and come back because I got something, another chart or two to show
And I
you.
saw she had her tray there with her coffee or whatever. You know,
Mhm.
people just are not necessarily going out for treats. They're doing things in the home. So
Right.
maybe you bought a new coffee maker or,
Yeah.
who knows?
So I like that picture because it highlights some of the industries, the markets, the businesses that are doing well.
Mhm.
There are tons of businesses and industries and niches that are doing well. That picture shows a lot of it. So pets is one,
Mhm.
home decor, interior design is another. Like I said, I mentioned her clothing. She's got on socks. Most of the people are wearing pajamas. They're not dressing up. So they're not buying as many clothes as before. Also, dry cleaning. No need to dry clean because I'm wearing pajamas that a couple of days and you throw them in the wash. You throw all your
Mhm.
pajama comfy socks and stuff in the wash. So that picture is indicating a lot of industries that are doing well. Now, the ones that are not doing well is anything that's outside of the home. Travel is one. I mean, I could tell you here because like one of my clients here in New York is like it's really, 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 really rough because they're in travel.
Mhm.
That's pretty much shut down.
Yes.
So people are still coming to New York, but it's not like before because Broadway is shut down. The museums are open, but we also have this idea of okay, you got to come and you got to register and you got to do this and you got to make sure that you
And
had
you
a
got to
pass.
shop.
Right. Now,
Yes.
the vaccine rolled out yesterday, and I know that people are betting on that, but I'm just saying that's going to take a slow rollout
It,
because I
it's
heard one
going to take a minute.
right. I heard a slow rollout that the average American won't get it for 6 months. So we're talking this
Yes.
summer. So there's a lot of uncertainty with that.
And then we don't know when the children are actually going to get it.
Right. Right. We don't know. We don't know. We could just put that headline up. We don't know. Oh, what's gonna happen with blank? We don't know. We just kind of take it day by day. But
Mhm.
right now, I'm saying if your business in comfort or pets or gardening or anything to do with food. Another one is food. Oh, the food bloggers are just blowing up because they're getting visits to the website. If they're selling kits or if they're selling this or if they're selling merch, or they're getting all of that attention because people are what? Work from home,
They have
shelter.
time to cook.
They have time to cook. They have time to bake. And guess what? If I'm new to this, where do I go? I go to Google or I go to my phone or
Or
I search
YouTube.
or YouTube and I find all of these wonderful people talking about food, how to make it, how to do it. Every time I turn on the Today Show in the morning, there's always food segments. There's so many. And then guess what comes out of the food segment? You eat a lot, and guess what you have to do? You have to exercise. Well, can you go to
Mm.
the gym? Well, some people can, but not here. Because I think that's one of the things next that they're going to shut down. Because in New York, we shut down indoor dining. And I believe in March, we shut down everything. So nobody was, there was no gym or working out. So people got to what? Exercise at home. So
Right.
what just came out yesterday? Apple Fitness Plus, workout
Mm.
from home, Peloton, that mirror from Lulu. Is it Lululemon or one of the companies have that mirror
Yeah.
that you
Mm-hmm.
buy and you exercise with a trainer in the mirror. So all those things are what? Inside the
Oh,
home, work from home. Because I'm
mm-hmm.
working from home. So I get up, I make some bread, some sourdough bread. I eat all that bread. I'm like, oh, I got to exercise. I pull out my mirror. I go to Peloton. I go to Apple Fitness Plus, whatever, work it off. But I'm in the home. So that's what I really want you to focus on with consumer spending behavior. It's going, yes, thank you, Taji.
Lululemon. Thank you,
The
Tachi.
Lululemon, yes. So it's Lululemon has the mirror. Um, so comfort cells, comfortable clothing, anything around comfort, and
Yeah.
also nostalgia. That's another one that's taking off.
Mm. Makes
Nostalgia.
sense. That makes
You
sense
you
because
want
we
to live?
all long for anything that was pre-pandemic.
Yes. And Taji says yes. At home fitness is home. Yes. Think home comfort,
Mhm.
and also delivery. Let's not forget food
Yes.
delivery.
Uh-huh.
DoorDash, Uber Eats, Seamless, or anything that comes to you.
Anything that'll bring it to my door. Hmm.
Those industries are doing bang up business. They're like, we got so many people, we can't handle it. So those are the things we need to think about: comfort, pets, nostalgia, comfy clothing, comfort inside the home, exercise inside the home, shopping. Where
Mm.
do you shop? Amazon, online apps, but all of those things come to you inside the home. So that's the consumer spending behavior. Just a little bit of that. So I have this. I was talking about the study. So let me see if I got my. Hold on, guys. If I can bring these images up.
I want you guys to know we're never going back to the way things were in
That's
terms
the
of
point.
how things come to us. So
Right.
you might as well get on board with that because if I can get it brought to my door, I'm going to go for those guys.
Right. So if you can get it to come to you, and
Mhm.
another thing is with media, when Taji talks about media and stuff, it's about the theaters that are crying about when nobody's coming, we're going to be bankrupt. Well, they're not coming. So
Well, you need
because
to figure out a shift. They're not coming, but we want the product.
right. So what comes to the rescue? Netflix, Disney, online streaming, the announcement that HBO Max is going to show first one. They're going to premiere on HBO Max and in the theater, and that ruffles some feathers, but this is where we're going.
But couldn't Broadway take a page from boxing and do pay-per-view? Come on, people.
They could, but again, you gotta have the system set up, the
Hmm.
distribution of it set up. So, why a lot of businesses are, and we talked about this. Remember Lay's potato chips? Remember I brought it up. I said that they created a website because people couldn't get the snacks in the grocery
Yeah,
store.
snacks.com. I
Right.
ordered and it works really well.
Yeah, snacks.com. So you wanted your favorite snacks and you went to
Mhm.
the store and they were out because we said, what did we say earlier? That you went to the store and things like toilet paper wasn't there. Snack, your favorite snack wasn't there. You want to feel comfortable because it's a scary time. So again, the system is already set up. Lay's had bought this site and snacks.com, and now you just go snacks.com and you mix and match your favorite snacks, and guess what? They come to your door. So this is a part of consumer spending behavior. We said this the whole year. I've said that people are buying. It's just that they don't want to come to get it. They're
Yeah.
not.
If
They're
they
not
can,
coming,
if they don't have to.
and they can't. Some of them can't because the place is closed.
Mm, that's
So,
true.
but I still want it. Another thing, alcohol. Mhm.
It depends on where you are in the country too, right?
Right. Yeah, some places aren't shut down. I just read a story today about some town in Washington State. I want to say,
Mhm.
and I'm not sure, that they never shut down. Small town, they don't believe in masks. They never shut down. They're open. Everything is open, and I'm not sure the death rate and transmission rate. But I was just like, wow. And they said they didn't shut down at all. They're operating like it's 2019,
Okay.
and it's a small town. I've read several stories. There's another story I read. I think it was in Iowa or Texas that did the same thing. That the people were, getting sick, but they didn't stop. They never stopped what they were doing.
Hmm.
So we talked about this before about people and the individualism and how we don't need
Yeah.
that for the pandemic, but it's happening. So
Well,
some places, because when I'm
yeah.
talking about it,
Well,
I'm
I
looking from
didn't
my
mean to go
perspective.
there. I meant
Yeah.
when I said some places, I meant some places, depending on where you are in the country, you can't. You have to order online.
Right, that's what I mean. Some
You
places,
don't have
that's the only
access
way. Yeah. But some
because
places are open. Like
yeah,
nothing is wrong.
yeah,
So
and what's happening in California is there are several places that are open, and so the people whose areas are not open,
mhm.
they're driving over there. Well, thanks a lot, people. We just bring your stuff over here, and
It's
so
okay. So see, this is the thing about we don't know because some places are open, some places are closed.
mhm.
New York was open for the summer, and now we're closing stuff down. So different things. But what's going to stay stable is the demand.
Mhm.
Demand,
Mhm.
but demand for stuff like travel is not there because you really can't go any places. I mean, I know for a while, was it summertime? Europe was like, Americans can't come over here for
Yeah,
nothing. They're
exactly.
like, yeah, they closed the border to us. They was like, you can't come. Why? Because of our transmission rate and everything that's going over here.
I think they closed the border at Canada too.
Yeah, they did. They did. It's not open. You can't go to Canada unless you got some super secret in with somebody. Or that's another
But you're a
story.
secret agent, right?
I don't know. You got to end with some, but you can't just go. Okay, I'm going to Canada. And they're like, no, we don't want you Americans.
Mhm.
And you
So,
have to
so
think,
what
why?
other so what other habits have changed, Terry?
Yeah. So let me pull up this chart, and I hope you can see it.
Oh, I'm sure we can.
I hope so. If not, I will. I don't think I could put a link in, but I can definitely put it in after.
Okay.
And let's see. All right, hold on a second.
Yeah.
Gotta click on. So we got a lot of background things we got to do to click on to
Yeah.
do this
The,
and to
the
do
other
that.
thing that has changed too, I think because I want to mention this because it's the holiday season, is I passed by a Christmas tree lot and the trees were $65 and up. And this is for real trees, for live trees.
Mhm.
And then I passed by it 2 days later. It's almost gone. People want the smell, I guess, the aroma of,
Oh boy! So
of
the people that make scents and candles and sprays
you
for the
see what I
home,
mean?
they're doing bang up business. Because if I don't want to buy the tree, or I can't afford the tree, I definitely can buy a candle to give me
That's
that Christmas
true.
spirit,
That's
that
true.
smell.
And birthday cake, scented candles, different things that because you were talking about nostalgia.
Hmm, hmm.
Aromas trigger,
Yeah.
you know, positive events when they're associated with things like fresh baking or a Christmas tree. So I
Yes.
just wanted you to know that the Christmas tree lots are having a bang up business too.
Oh, things are going like really great over there. So
Gangbusters. They are just doing a phenomenal business. Go ahead, Terry. Talk
okay,
about
so this
yourself.
one, if you can't read it, I'm
No,
gonna
we
read
can't read
some
it.
of it.
We can't read it, but go ahead and tell us about it.
Okay. Can you see the title? It says, for which of the following categories do you expect to reduce your spending the most in 2021? So
Okay.
this is from the I mentioned earlier, the Canadian company that did a called Potluck. I'll put the link in if you
Oh,
want to
okay.
download. You have to sign up and download the report, but it goes in all of these spending things. So they asked people, they asked, this is not just Americans, this is like globe. They did an international global study, and so they asked them, so which of the following categories do you expect to reduce your spending the most in 2021 compared to the remainder of 2020? So they're saying, what in the future are you going
Uh-huh.
to reduce? So the top, you can't see it, but it's 30. You see this 33%, this big bar here? That's travel and leisure. What
They
they're
are,
not going to spend. This is what they're not going to spend in
oh,
2021.
really?
Yes. So 33% of the respondents, that's a big chunk, say they're not going to spend in 2020 travel and leisure. They're going to reduce their expenditures. That's not a
In
concern.
2021 or
For
2020?
2021, for
Okay.
this is the following categories do you expect to reduce your spending the most in 2021? 2021. Next year.
Okay. All right.
Travel and leisure, 33%. We're going to reduce our spending. The next is clothing and accessories. We're going to reduce our spending.
Mm-hmm.
Jewelry and watches, we're going to reduce our spending next year. Cars and mobility, 20%. Furniture and household items, 50%. Electronics, 14%. Toys and games, 11%. So you see, as we go down, this is what they're gonna reduce. So when you get to the bottom here, I want to show you this personal. You can't see it, but it says personal care and personal hygiene, 3%. You see that 3%? That
Mm-hmm.
means that next year they're going to spend more. For next year, it's going to be more. So they're going to spend more on personal care, personal hygiene. The next one is food and nutrition. The next one is cultural goods. That means things that are concerning a culture or a race.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Ethnic stuff.
right, ethnic goods, because we've got to focus on diversity even more than so before. So people are saying they're going to spend more on that. Home improvement and gardening, alcoholic and non-alcoholic beverages. So do you see the industries is what I want to show you. So the ones that are going to lose next year, travel and leisure. But why? We talked about that
I don't
because
know why, because I would think there's a lot of pent up desire to get out.
but to go where? We can't go to Europe. We can't go to Canada. You can't take a cruise. I mean,
Oh,
you can, but
that's
you
true
got more
because
exposure.
I forgot because the virus, the vaccinations really haven't rolled out to the general public yet.
That's right. For another 6 months, even
Oh
though
my gosh.
it was, even so, the healthcare workers are getting it today, and then the nursing homes, it's not going to get to the average American unless you know somebody or whatever. I mean, if that's
and,
good for you,
and
but
they have to get 2 shots. So
yes,
yeah, okay.
yes,
I
you
get
have
it.
to get. Yes, you have to get one shot now, and then you get a follow up in I think a month or 2 or 3 months. I'm not sure the time period, but you have to get 2 shots. So we're talking about the average American not getting their vaccine if they want it for 6 months.
Yeah.
So this is why. So they're asking people right now, what are you going to do next year? So your outlook is what you see today. So what do we see today? The vaccine is out, but it's not available to everybody.
Mhm.
The transmission rates are going, and a lot of locations are closing and shutting down, shelter in place, quarantine, whatever you want to call it. New York City indoor dining has closed, so that affects travel.
Yeah. Yeah.
Affects travel. So that's why
Okay.
the number is that why that industry has the biggest problem right now. So, like I said, this is right now. So, in a couple of months next year, we'll talk about this again next year, and it'll be different, hopefully.
Mm-hmm.
But right now, that's what's going on. So let me get out of this because I have one more chart to show you.
Okay.
Did you see that numbers, those numbers for the industry? That's
Mm-hmm.
a sample of that's globally. That's not just America. That's
Okay.
that's
Okay.
global.
Yeah. And then, this, we had some bizarre weather this year too.
Yeah, things
With
have been
Italy
crazy.
flooding.
Hmm.
First they had the pandemic, then they had that foam, then they had
Yeah,
the flood. It's
fire.
like,
Don't forget the
oh
fire.
my gosh, we've had so many storms here in America that people,
Mhm.
I can see why they would want to use their money to either help relatives, or if you were the individual who suffered, you have to replace things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So
It's a
this is
tough
one more.
one.
Okay. So this is one more chart. We're not gonna do a lot of numbers. I just want to give you a general idea. This is just a
Yeah.
general overview because we only have an hour. I cannot go into all the. There's much more information in the study. I just wanted to get the general idea. So this one
Okay.
says, for which of the following categories do you expect to reduce your spending the most for the remainder of 2020? So remember, they asked them this a month ago. So we're saying the small amount of time before 2021 gets here. And this is compared to before the COVID-19 pandemic. So this is March. So they asked them to compare now to before March when we were in a different
Okay.
spot. Remember, I said January and February, we were kind of operating normally
Hmm.
because, we didn't shut down. So again, travel and leisure is on the top, reducing
I see
spending.
you, Tachi. Tachi says, don't forget the pestilence. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. I wasn't looking at this. Oh, the
Yeah,
pestilence. Yes.
yeah. And on top of everything else, because I
Yeah.
was talking about the weather. Go
Yeah.
ahead.
Okay, so this travel and leisure again on the top. These are things that people are not going to spend on the remainder
Wow.
of this year. And then the other chart was asking them to look into 2021 as far as they can, which we really can't because we're living day by day. So if you ask me about 2021, I'm like, I don't know. But this is what I might do. So travel and leisure, these are the industries on top that is going to see reduced spending. They're already seeing it. It's continuing. The hard time for this group is continuing. Travel and leisure. Then next, clothing and accessories, jewelry and watches, cars and mobility. And then we get down in the middle of, maybe furniture and housing, beauty. And then at the end here, personal care and personal hygiene, which means that this category gets the most spending. It's small
Hmm.
here because this is where we're going to reduce
We're
our
not
spending.
cutting back.
Right. So they're not cutting back on personal care and personal hygiene, beauty, food and nutrition. We talked about food. People are cooking and baking sourdough bread and
Oh,
making
wow. This is fantastic for Lakeisha and for Claudia, right? Because Claudia's in food and Lakeisha's in
care.
beauty.
Yeah. Beauty, personal care, anything that has to do with taking care of your personal self, things that make you feel good. We talked about it, nostalgia. We talked about, that's why I showed you that picture from CNBC with the couple at home, working from home. They're comfortable, wearing socks, pajamas, t-shirts, comfortable clothes. They're not dressing up. They don't have to buy jewelry because they're not going anywhere. They don't have to buy clothing because they're not going anywhere. They're not spending on travel because of, there's a myriad of things why we're not travel. We can't travel some places.
Well, you can't take a cruise, that's for sure.
Some places are closed the border to Americans. Some people are just like, I'm not traveling because of the risk. And
Hmm.
yes, the vaccine is out, but we need another whole 6 to 9 months before that even affects travel. So who
Correct.
knows? Who knows? So I wanted you to see these numbers and
Hmm.
get an idea as a business. What's working? What's successful? What's
Hmm.
happening?
Hmm.
What are people thinking about? How are they thinking about buying products and services?
Mhm.
Because also on the end of this is not about products. Think about personal care. That's mental health too.
Yes.
If you can do something, or you have a service where you have meditation or
Mhm.
therapy, or you
Like
focus on
Jill.
I see a lot of people talking about things, programs for mental health. Join this,
Mhm.
do that. We're doing online mental health. We're doing online meditation. We're doing all kind of things. So that industry is growing also. Tachi says, and we don't know the efficacy of the vaccine. Thank you for mentioning that.
So, mhm.
That's I agree. We don't know. We don't know. So it's rolling out today. There's a nurse in Long Island that received it yesterday. They made a big deal. She was the first person to get it.
Yeah.
Um, I
Here's
saw.
here's something else that's really gonna freak you out, and that is they were talking about in London that there's a new strain. So we could go to a couple of more years of just
I read that. I read
because
that.
China, they've been wearing masks for what years?
Yeah, and South Korea and a lot of Asian countries, they
Countries,
they they embrace mask wearing for years.
yeah,
They've
when
done
the
it.
swine flu happened, you saw them all walking around. We were just walking around like and then go ahead.
But see, this is what I read that story, Terry, and I read that, and I said, hey, so you may and think about the vaccine. It's not a one and done deal. The flu vaccine that we've been taking for years, every year it's new. Did anybody know that? Yes, it's new
Yeah.
because the flu strain is new every year. The virus is new every year. So they have to guess. Their best guess is in that flu vaccine. The best
Mhm.
guess to help you. It's not 100%. This
Mhm.
vaccine really here is not, I mean, come on. We don't know anything about it. So
Mhm.
again, it's going to affect these industries for a long time because it's going to take 3 to 6 months for everybody who wants it to get it. We don't know how it's going to affect you. We don't know if it's going to work. I've read some stories and some studies that said it lasts 3 months and you got to get another one, or you take it and it may not work. You just don't know. So that's what I'm saying. The year of 2021, we just don't know. We got to play it by ear.
Please.
Um, Taji says this is one in the world. Yeah, and that's another thing. You really have to think: how did we make it before with all of the germs and things floating around? We already had cold. We already had virus. Virus. We already had flu, pneumonia, all of those other things. But it seems like this year, COVID came and wiped everything out. It's like, what about
Mhm.
the people who have cancer or heart problems or this or that? Whew,
So,
we don't know. We don't know. But one thing I want to say here is that you have to look at the industries that are thriving and will continue to
mhm.
thrive. That picture from CNBC, I wanted to show you because I said, that's it. They're at home, they're comfortable, they're in their comfortable clothes. The lady's sitting on the floor with a pillow, she's got her dog, all the comforts of home. You heard that saying? All the comforts of home. That is the theme for 2021, all the comforts of home. So
I
if
love
you
it.
can fit your business into that comfort space, and comfort also means self-care, that means
Mhm.
spa, that means mental health, that means I want to feel healthy, I want nostalgia, I want to feel good in my head. I want to feel good. That's
Mhm.
why we got
Mhm.
exercise at home, the entertainment at home. Netflix is going up in January. I haven't heard anybody complaining because everybody wants to keep Netflix. Also, Disney Plus is going up, but I haven't heard a lot of people complaining online because they want to watch their online
Well,
stream.
I was concerned about Disney Plus when they hit my bank account for 69
Yeah,
95. I had to
right,
call them, but I found out
right.
it was annual versus
Yeah, that's annual.
monthly.
That's not a month. It's $6.99 a month.
Yeah, I could do 6.99 a month, but
Right,
I
it's
could
six
not
ninety
do
nine a month, but
69 a month.
it's going up $1.
Hmm.
Netflix is going up, I think, $1 or two. But I
Hmm.
haven't heard the outrage. This would be like really, if this was 2019 and they said, "Oh, we're like, what?" Because
Yeah,
we were doing things outside of the home. We were
that's
traveling
true.
outside of the home. So if you're at home and your mobility is limited, I mean that you can't. There's not many places to go get entertainment.
Hmm.
What do you do? You need your Netflix, you need your Disney Plus, you need your Hulu, you need whatever HBO Max, any of these things. So
Now,
those
now, I was talking to my grandson yesterday. He actually uses Hulu because I was telling him I turned the Hulu off. And he was saying,
Mhm.
"Well, I watch this and that and the other cartoons, some kind of cartoons and
Yes,
anime."
Hulu,
And
Hulu has a lot of cartoons and shows and repeats and things like that.
mhm.
Some people like it. I don't have it, but I
Well,
had it.
I cut it off. But
Yeah.
he's 13, and I think because they run the cartoons from his youth,
Mhm.
you know,
Yeah. So see, that's a part of the nostalgia. So
that's
you
his
got
nostalgia.
this is why Disney Plus has like met or almost exceeded their projections when they first started. I think there was 68. Tachi can give me the number. I think it's like 68 million, and they
Mhm.
projected 60 to 90 million was the target they wanted to hit. So they hit their target, but you have to ask yourself why? Because Disney has cartoons for kids. They also have old movies, not old movies, but I mean Disney movies, and they also have
Original, yeah.
new original content like the Mandalorian and all that Marvel stuff. So
Uh-huh.
that's why Disney is such a success
Mm,
because you have a captive audience.
okay.
So
Adults who are familiar with the original stuff, the origin of Disney. If I can say
yeah,
origin versus original content, because it's okay.
right,
Yeah, and then the kids that are familiar with the new stuff.
yes. So that's why that I don't see the outrage because of the price is going up because it's like I need that. Um Anything that comes to you inside your house, comfort, entertainment, personal care, if you can think of an idea that fits those industries, you're going to be okay. So this is the time, business owners, if you're in
Mhm.
one of the industries that are not doing so well, let's just think about pivoting because it's not. Thank you, uh, Tachi. She says Disney is 86.6 million.
They,
See,
they
that
they
was
announced some new numbers. Yeah.
yeah, and I think they projected they wanted 90, but this is good. They
Hmm.
hit their target. She says 86.8 million.
They
So
just went up while we were talking.
so I think Tachi had mentioned this before compared to HBO Max, which they
Hmm.
haven't their streaming numbers or their subscriber numbers aren't spectacular compared
Hmm.
to
Hmm.
Disney. But see, this what I'm trying to say is that these are the things you want to hit see Disney hits the nostalgia and the entertainment and it's at home and I can get Mulan if you wanted Mulan and you paid $30. I was like I'm not paying $30 for it because right now it's on Disney Plus as a regular subscriber.
Hmm.
So but those are the things we're working it out. Disney's working it out. They're trying to figure out how to get premieres and new movies to the masses, to the people at home,
Well,
without
I
them
think
going to
that
the theater.
when they were brave enough, when Warner Brothers was brave enough to go straight to streaming,
And
it
Kaji
just
said
changed the
HBO
game.
Max. Yeah. So this is the deal. They're figuring it out. So this is
Hmm.
what we got to do. We got to figure out, how can I get on this personal care and personal this personal care self care industry? How
Uh-huh.
can I get a piece of that? Maybe
Hmm.
you start something new because it's easy to start a new business. All you need, what do you need? You need web hosting or Shopify, or you can do, there's several ways to do it, but it's really easy to onboard with a
Hmm.
new online store. You could do Instagram. Instagram doing a lot of things, connecting your Facebook page with Instagram shopping, and all the tools are there, and they've got the integration with Shopify, so it's really easy. There's nothing hard about it. You just need the knowledge and the know-how. So that's what we talk about here. Things that you need to think about, the strategies, and this is one of the strategies. Let me see. What are consumers spending on now versus what they may be spending on in the next few months of 2021? Well, you got time. This is the break, the low. Like Carolina said, Christmas is what, 10 days away?
10 days away, and
So,
then people will be buying things for the new year.
yes.
You know what I'm
And
saying?
Yeah, and I'm telling you, the focus is going to be personal care, self care, comfort, nostalgia, the things that make them feel good. So, can you tie into that somehow? Let me see. Let me think real hard. I got 10 days, and then there's the lull between Christmas and New Year. There's
Hmm.
not going to be the hustle and bustle of going out. And matter of fact, what are they doing for New Year's Eve in Times Square? I didn't even read the
Exactly.
news.
It's not happening. You better know that.
It's just going to be virtual. So that means everybody's going to be at home.
When they lit the
Watching
Christmas
TV.
tree here at the Capitol, it was virtual.
Right. So see, that's what I mean. That there's not the hustle and bustle of people out and about, uh, exchanging gifts or returning items. So there's going to be a lull, a space for you to sit down and think.
Hmm.
You
And
know.
so then Drizzle should do a good business, right? The drink delivery company, the
Oh,
deliver
really? Yes.
alcohol. Yeah,
Yes. Yes.
yeah, they should because people want to get the alcohol early, right?
Right.
So that they don't experience a shortage in time for
See, I don't have
delivery.
to, and I don't have to go out and get it. And think about this: the people that have the wine subscription. I just remembered Gary Vaynerchuk had the empathy wines where it was subscription. You
Mm-hmm.
pay, you paid whatever the fee was, and the red and the white and the rosé, they just came to you. So those are the things. It has to come to the consumer. They're willing to spend. Yes, there are
Hmm.
some people that are not doing great right now, and I want to mention that December 26th, a lot of people are not going to get unemployment benefits, and the U.S. government hasn't done anything to fix that. So we're gonna
Hopefully by Friday they'll have it
Oh,
together.
they're talking about it.
Yes, they're definitely talking about it.
Okay, good. Cause see, I'm not paying attention to news. I just know that December 26th they end, so they're
Yeah.
going to try to. They're trying to help those people that need the help.
Hmm.
So if they don't do it, there's going to be a lot of things that are not going to be good for Americans
It's
after
not going to
Christmas.
be pretty, but
Right.
I'm believing for the good that
Yeah,
all
I'm
things are
believing
working
for that,
together for the
and I'm
good.
saying, and I'm mentioning that because if you're in a philanthropic mood or you want to start a charity or a nonprofit, this is the time because there's going to be the need for it. And
There's a
then,
lot of
of course,
empathy. Yes.
yeah, there might be funding for you to start that if you're going to help
Mhm.
people. So here's another idea on the giving side. It's not all about buying; it's also about giving. So what I'm
All
saying is,
about
there's a lot
selling.
of
Yeah.
space. There's a lot of space today and the end of the year for you to think about getting into some new areas, some new industries, or you want to think about giving, you have a charitable heart, you want to do some charity, you might want to start your nonprofit, you might want to start looking into how to do that because we're going to need a lot of help. There are going to be a lot of people that need a lot of help. And if you can help them, that's good. That's good. So start thinking now. This is the time where we need to start thinking about what can I do that's going to improve my business, or I start a new business, or I'm going to be charitable and help others. This is the space. We got the breathing space to do it. So I want you to think about that. Um, this consumer spending behavior, there's a lot of more information and chart. I will put the
Hmm.
link in so you have to sign up like an email and stuff, and you get access to the numbers. But those are the two charts that I wanted to show you. There's much more in there. Again, like I said, we'll talk about this more because this is not a permanent spot. Things are going to change.
Hmm.
Consumer
Hmm.
spending behavior will change next year. So we're going to stay on top of
And
it.
when the stimulus comes,
Yes,
consumer behavior is going to change because
right.
a
So
lot of people who received the stimulus were not in dire straits.
right, right. So see, we're going to be in a different boat next year. That's why I said if they don't fix this thing with December 26th, there's going to be a lot of people not in a boat and they're going to need help. Also, things will be different next year spending wise. So this is a topic we're going to talk about a lot. So that's why I said we're just going to take a little bite today,
Hmm.
a little bite out of consumer spending behavior because that's a whole big series. All right. So just think about, you got the time, think about the industries. I just talked about personal care, beauty. What was the other one? The ethnic goods. There was a couple other things.
Hmm.
So this
I would think pet goods too because
Yes,
people
pets.
are
Yes,
more
I forgot about
focused
pets.
on their pets. Yeah.
Pets is on there. So I read some stories that a lot of people are adopting. pets.
Yes, comfort food. Yeah,
Comfort. So that's why I wanted to show you that picture on CNBC. That was the perfect picture.
it was, wasn't it?
I'm not talking about, the people in it. I'm just saying that scene of
Yes,
comfort
the
in the
home
home.
thing. It's a home.
Yeah.
People are nesting during this period.
Yes. Remember, I said all the comforts at home. That's going to be the
Mhm,
theme of
mhm.
2020. Get used to it. It's not there. There are still some people thinking we're going to go back to normal. We're not going back to
We're
normal.
not
This
busting out the door tomorrow,
No,
folks.
that picture that is going to be the new normal for now, where we are now. It's going to change
Yes. It,
definitely, but we're
yeah.
going to stay on top of the changes.
People are
Um,
pets more than other people. Yeah,
yes,
that's true.
I agree with that.
I do too.
There's some people that do that. So we're good. This is a topic that we're going to stay on. I want to just get the
This
initial
is a
thoughts
good
of
topic, Terry. I
yeah,
really like that
yeah.
because
And I
in
called it. Yeah,
this
I said consumer spending behavior. I knew that was going to be a big. It's like a big topic, but
subject, yeah.
I just want to take a little bite and say, okay, this is where we are now. So in 3 months or a month, we might talk about it next year and say, okay, this is where we are now. This is what's changed. But that picture, I want you to keep that picture in your mind of the couple at home with the pet and the comfort and the mug and the coffee and the tea and the snacks and the socks and the pajamas. keep
Mhm.
that Keep that
Yep.
in mind.
Yep.
Taji, thank you. Taji said this was excellent. Thank you. I just thought, like I said, we're gonna revisit this. This is not a one and done. This is something
Mhm.
I feel like the whole next year, 2021, we're gonna be talking about this.
You know
This
what?
thing.
I do want to say this too that um, my sorority sisters stopped by and they had a little blanket, a little throw, coffee, tea, just exactly what you were talking about.
Right.
Toilet paper and paper
But see,
towels and wipes. I mean,
but see, here's the thing. All of that, I love that, and it's all customized to fit
yeah.
your interest.
Hmm.
So think
Hmm.
about that as a business. These are things that you want, and I'm putting a link to the potluck
Okay.
potloc.com. Um,
Survey.
so yeah, that you have to sign up
Okay,
because
guys.
that's my link.
Hmm.
So that's my link that I'm already signed up. But
Uh-huh.
when you
So
click
y'all
it,
can't use her link. You just have to
when
go.
you no, when you click it, it's gonna ask you to. I believe it's gonna ask you to sign up for the
Okay.
study. So there's some interesting stuff in there. I just
It
showed you a little
was.
bite of it. Like I said, I love numbers. I love the data. So we're going to talk about this more because things are changing.
Mm, I see. I
All right,
see.
so thank
Wow.
you guys. Thank you for talking and chatting with us. And as you know, we always have a great time when we're doing the chat. Everybody's adding their opinions. We're talking about good stuff. Tati said this was excellent. Thank you very much. We really appreciate it because we're here to help. This is why
Yeah.
we're here. I'm here to give you information. Taryn is here to give you information, and we're all putting it together and putting everybody's opinion in it, and
Hmm.
we're going to learn more. So this topic, consumer spending behavior, just keep it on the brain. And like I said, all the comforts at home is the theme. All the
I
comforts
love
at
it.
home. Okay.
I love it. Let me just write that down on my iPad because I take
And
notes
then
when you talk.
I forgot. Let me show you where you can connect. Let's connect.
Yes.
So on everywhere is Terry Johnson online. On Twitter is WebGirl TJ. Long story, that's my oldest account. So everything is Terry Johnson online except for Twitter. So reach out to me, ask me a question, DM me. You want to know some more? Let me know whatever it is you want to let me know. That's how you can connect. And with the Biz Chicks, you want to join the group.
You
You
need
got any
to
number?
text biz to 33777. We'd love to have you become a part of our community and enjoy all of this great information.
Yeah.
Plus, we have something we'd love to send you for joining Biz Chicks. So go over
Ooh.
there and let us know.
Ooh.
So without further ado, we want to remind you that tomorrow is Wednesday. We'll be talking to Coach Karen about your business and your money mindset for your business. In
Yeah.
addition to that, on Thursday, we're going to talk about happy, healthy habits with Robin Shimizu and friends.
Yeah.
And on Friday, we'll be talking tech and English. So until then, we want you to remember go to the front of your own line. Have a great day. Bye
Bye,
bye.
everybody. Thank you for chatting with us this day today. We'll see you next week.